Africans right now are speaking directly to white systems. The young African right now are speaking direct to the faces. The fear is gone. The fear is gone.
Why does America have military bases in certain parts of Africa? Why do they ask you for your race when you're applying for a loan or any other form of financial assistance? Why is it that the title that you carry in your profession, such as a doctor or lawyer, makes a difference in how it is that the financial system will receive you and give you a specific interest, home loan, or vehicle finance?
We must stop doing away with African hate, which was instilled in us by the colonizers. We need to do away with this nonsensical idea that was imposed on us by colonizers.
The youths are talking, Kenyan youths, Ghanaian youths, Burkina Faso, South African youths. They are talking. We are speaking directly to them. I know you know that. The power is shifting. Grand rising kings and queens from Africa and across the ocean. Welcome back to the channel. And this channel speaks truth and covers lies and stands strong with black people and anyone in the world. If you are for the truth, we move with you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. And please keep watching, keep subscribing, keep sharing to the people you think must or they love to hear this message. Now, I have a powerful topic today because we are witnessing something that was once thought impossible. African youths, African thinkers, African elders, right now they are no longer begging, no longer exploiting, and no longer apologizing. They are now speaking directly to the white system that once tried to silence them. And we ain't afraid anymore. Now, first of all, let me say this very loud and clear. Africa is awake and the world can feel the shift. I know you feel it. Before I go down in the video, let's watch this clip first and then we come back with more commentary as I always do.
You people like to say, let's forget, let's not blame anyone. Please stop that nonsense. When the Holocaust happened against the Jews, it was 1940s, 45. Not a single African country other than Ethiopia and those who had not been colonized was free. The first African country got independent 1957. There is not a single Jewish person who will allow you to forget the Holocaust. And in fact, there are crimes, not just in Israel, across the world against denial of the Holocaust. US foreign policy, Israeli foreign policy is very key. It's a central issue. Africans, for some reason, must forget something that happened 50 years ago, if you are Zimbabwe 80 years ago. Listen, we must always remind our friends from Europe and elsewhere that slavery was a crime against humanity, as is colonialism and neocolonialism. That killing Sankara in 1984 because you are opposed to communism and plunging his country into chaos that you are now trying to solve as a problem of poor governance is a shared responsibility. So we will take responsibility for our nakedness. But for goodness sake, a naked emperor cannot lecture us about how to be clothed. And I'll tell you the contradictions. When Europeans first came here, if you come to the south of the continent, ladies did not wear long skirts. And they did not cover their top. Then they said, no, that's indecent. So we covered everything, including the head. And then the Europeans have decided to go nude now. Now the dress code in Europe is pre-colonial Africa. And then when our kids try and dress up that way, we say it's un-African. We are confused around ownership.
We must stop doing away with African hate, which was instilled in us by the colonizers. We need to do away with this nonsensical idea that was imposed on us by colonizers, by Theresa May ancestors, that we must dislike each other. We must do away with that. Theresa May is coming here to make sure that we continue to hate each other. Let the whole of African continent follow and reclaim our land. That's how we are going to gain our independence. And we are unable to unite because we are divided along colonial lines. Frank, we need to love our African brothers in America when they are being slaughtered, in London when they are being slaughtered. They need to know that we love them here in South Africa. They remain our brothers. Love each other everywhere else where you find one another. Protect each other, Africans, because we are in the receiving end of capitalism. Capitalism inherently, it is racist. That's why it's targeting blacks everywhere elsewhere.
Most Africans have started asking questions. Majority feels they have been deceived for far too long. Some Africans feel it's about time we start going back to learn our history, and that's the only way we can liberate ourselves from all this mental slavery. One Ghanaian actress who has added her voice to this particular topic is called Lydia Forson. I want us to watch this particular video. I will be back.
Today I'm going to open your mind. African people, before colonization, you were a people. You had empires, you ruled, you were organized. Your history does not begin at slavery. When you believe that your history begins at slavery, that's when you believe that without Western influence, you cannot make it. For me, I'm a proud Fanti from the Kumfi traditional area. When I learn the history of my people, I understand why I am who I am. Before colonization, my people were doing their own thing. We cared about each other. We fought wars that we won. We had food. When people were sick, health care, traditional health care was not the most impossible thing to have access to. Your history does not begin at slavery. It does not begin at colonization. There was you and your people before our land was taken over. And if you don't understand this, you're going to continue to think that without white people, you cannot build this country. Without white people, you cannot build this continent. Look, because in school, when you go, how much do you know about your people before you know about God in Godisburg? Your educational system is even strategic in such a way that your history is so wiped out that you have no confidence in who you are. Look, what they did to black people, it is not small. It is several years of indoctrination, several years of wiping us out mentally. That's what people come and tell you, that if for nothing at all they brought education. Do you believe that your ancestors couldn't read and write before white people came into this country? All the markings and archaeologists and stuff, fine. What is it? This is not writings. We had our own way of communicating. We were literate. If you speak English and you can communicate in English, and then someone comes to teach you French, it doesn't mean you suddenly become the most intelligent person. You just learn French. There are other countries, China and the rest, it's not Chinese that they learn. They're educated in Chinese. That the fact that they cannot speak English make them less intelligent. Share. We need to wake up, and it starts by reading. And I'm going to challenge all of you. The social media, everybody knows I enjoy social media. But if you are with me, you know that more than anything, I enjoy research. Even if you write some English I don't understand, I'll go and Google it. Learn your history. There are things they will not teach you in school. Find your pride, African people. Find what it is. Find your identity. Because when you don't know who you are, you don't know where you are going. We don't know where we are going because we don't even know where we came from. You might think that I'm different from a lot of people. It's because I have a lot of pride in who I am. You can't tell me nothing. Yes, I have my bad days. I have my days where I question myself. I have my days when I'm not the most confident. But one thing you can never come and tell me is put me down, especially as a black woman. You can't.
He also insulted all Africans.
I think they forgot to say thank you to us. It's not a big deal. It will come with time.
There is a part that caught my attention where he talked about ingratitude.
Gratitude, I am well aware, is a non-transmissible disease to humans.
He is human. Our ingratitude is not transmissible to him. This is how this gentleman sees Africa, sees Africans. We are not human. In his eyes, I think that if he is not an atheist and he prays, every morning when he wakes up and prays, he should also pray to the Africans. Because it is thanks to our ancestors that there is a France today. He should pray to us.
Wagwan, I will begin by asking a question. What has changed? Why now? And why are more and more Africans coming forward to directly confront the white global system? Why now? Of course, I must come with answers. But I want you to tell me in the comment section, why do you think this is happening right now? Why do you think this is happening right now? For me, I will say it's because of awareness. For too long, African nations were kept distracted, misinformed, and manipulated. But now, in the age of the internet and digital awakening, young Africans are researching, reading, documenting, and most importantly, we are speaking up. We are watching Wodemaya showing us what's popping. We are watching African content creators showing us about Africa. We are watching Black Americans who are coming to Africa, documenting about Africa. We are not buying to the lies of their discovery and their documenting and their what they always do. We are writing our own right now. This generation is not interested in the crumble left by colonial power. This generation is not interested in silence. And you can hear them saying, we know who you are, we know what you did, and we will no longer pretend you are our saviors. That's young African right there speaking directly to the minds. Social media has changed the game. Platforms like, this one I'm using and the other ones are filled with videos of Africans speaking truth to power. And they are no longer waiting for foreign media to report their stories. We are reporting our stories, and every time we are telling our own stories. We are showing what's happening. When they say Burkina Faso presidents like this, a Burkinabe kid will come out and talk direct to us and tell us this is what is in the ground. When they say Kenya is like this, we will come out and show you this is the city of tech. When they say Ghana is like this, we will come out and tell you this is how it is. We are telling our own stories. We see Kenyan youths are calling out IMF and World Bank. What do you think that is? It's awakening. Nigerian activists demanding reparations and accountability. Ghanaians creators talking about neo-colonialism. Pan-African influencers like Kenyan Beast from Kenya to Senegal to South Africa. We are educating our people on how white system continue to operate today. And these young voices, they are powerful, unafraid, and unstoppable. Okay? Let me talk about the boldness of this message, because sometimes the message is so clear, it's so strong. African youths, they are not speaking indirectly anymore. No. Right now, we ain't like that. They are naming names, calling on France, UK, US, and even the Vatican. Some are saying we left church, we never left God, because sometimes we know what is in the church. All this atrocities done, it is being cooked in the church, okay? And you could hear the leaders saying that, telling to France, calling them to get your hands out of our resources. United States, yawa, niko job. Hello? Niko kazi. Na shoot. Oh. The youths are asking UK, you owe us more than just an apology. You owe us our future, and we know about what they took from Africa, what they have hidden in their banks. White NGOs, they are being told, stop what you're doing, stop using poverty to control. By the way, I no longer trust these NGOs, and I've never trusted them. They are using our poverty to control us. And this is what happened back then. They are using religion, They are using the NGOs. They are using everything to control this. And this level of direct speech was once considered as dangerous, but now it's a movement because they realized that silence did not protect them. Speaking up is their own weapon. And you could see even their parents are support. We are directly asking questions right now. And I love this rising. And the rising wave of Africans speaking up, it's so deep. Why? Because the return of Pan-African, it is uniting black people. I can see the unity from black Americans, Caribbeans, and Africa. And this unity, it scares them a lot. This unity is something that we need as black people. When we come together, let me tell you, when we come together as black people all over the world, it's a massive force. And the idea that all black people, whether in Africa, the Caribbean, Europe, and America, are one family with one struggle, it is making them to realize something. Like colonization never really ended. It just changes. The system that oppressed black Americans and enslaved them are the same systems that colonized and stole from Africa, are the same systems that colonized or enslaved Jamaicans and Caribbeans. But unity is the only way forward. We are seeing messages that say to my black brothers and sisters in America, that is what we want to hear. Because Ibrahim Traore right now has decided to unite black people. When Ibrahim Traore speaks, a Jamaican, a Haitian, Trinidad and Tobago, someone from Kingston, someone from New York, someone from Atlanta, Detroit, is listening the message and he feels like Traore is talking directly to him. A symbol of Pan-Africans, a symbol of unity, you know? This, you can see major shifts. Another major shift we see is the rise of African leaders who are bold, revolutionary, and unapologetic, anti-colonial. For example, I've just talked about Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. He speaks directly to the white powers, exposing how France has manipulated West Africa. He is young, fearless, and getting support across the continent. Julius Malema, on the other hand, in South Africa, is another voice who doesn't hold back. He told white South Africans and Europeans plainly that you stole from us and we want it back. You know? And even Donald Trump is shaken by him. He trembles. So these leaders are inspiring. And this is the reason why the youths are rising up. We are not just protesting, but we are trying to protect our dignity. We are trying to bring back what belongs to us. It's a strategy, and unity is the most key that we have. Africa is not poor. Africa was robbed. A key message that keeps repeated by these rising voices in Africa is Africa is not poor. That's what we always say as the youth. Africa is not poor. Unfair trade deals, they are bringing to us. They are giving us loan traps, stolen resources, corporate exploitation, and propaganda that makes Africa doubt themselves. But Africa was never poor, and Africa is not poor. If Africa is poor and dark content, as they say, they could not be coming here. These messages that we are giving there out as the youths is breaking the illusion, and Africans are waking up to the old scams. Now, white systems, they are panicking. Oh my God, damn it. That is the truth. White systems are panicking. So, you make no mistake, the white systems are watching and they are panicking. So we are not making mistake. They thought they had Africa under their palm of their hands. They thought they have Africa under control. They thought they could keep the youths distracted. They thought they could buy the loyalty of our leaders. But now they see something they never expected, a generation that is not afraid, not for sale, and not playing the game anymore. They see African youth saying, we don't want you, we want justice. We are not your children, we are your equals. We are not immigrants, we are the originals. Black Americans are the originals of America. That fire is so global. In Caribbean, in America, in Africa, that fire is so global and it's burning. Okay? Now, as these voices rise, the African voices, with the truth, and that is what makes dangerous to the system. So, we must do what? We always come with solutions. Like, I always tell my black people, We talk, but at the end of the day, we must have things to do. We must build bridges between Africans and Black Americans. We must collaborate with Black Caribbeans and Afro-Latinos. We must educate ourselves on history beyond slavery. We must support Black-owned businesses worldwide. We must stand up to institutions that continue to exploit us. And when Africa speaks, the diaspora must echo. When the diaspora speaks, Africa must amplify the message. And this is how we are going to win. This is how we win. Let me end this discussion now because I think I'm getting late to work. I need to go to work. Let me end this discussion by saying this. My message to the youth of Africa who are rising: keep speaking, keep shouting, keep teaching. Your voice matters. And our Black Americans, I'm so happy you are supporting us. You are supporting the message because you believe on this message too. So I'm so happy that Black Americans are here. I'm so happy that Caribbeans are here supporting these motions. And to the white people, the white queens, to the white brothers and sisters who are watching, the era of silence is over. Africa is not a playground, and you know that. And the things you are told, the history and everything, most of them were lies. And now you are seeing the truth. So we have a force, and it's rising. Okay? So you need to cope up with us and let us work together to bring the truth out. Because I believe there are some white people who wants the truth too. And to the white system watching the era, or to the Black Americans, Black people everywhere, let's unite, let's organize, let's speak directly to the system that tries to break us, because now we are not afraid and now we are wide awake. Thank you, family, for watching this video. Until next episode, and let me say peace be with you every time.